song for my Brolish friend. I got the Brazilian, I got the Polish million. I don't know how to make up a lyric, but I will try.
Yeah, that was great.
Welcome to Brolish, everybody.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Brolish podcast, episode 6.
6 is the number.
6 is the number of the beast, only if you do it 3 times. Today we have special guests. We have Richard,
Łukasz,
and our friend Uran.
Can I say my name?
And our friend
Uran.
Yeah, that was very important. Then we cut it on the editing. No, don't cut it on the
we don't
editing.
edit. No more.
No more editing. Like this podcast is very serious, so whatever we say has to be etched in history forever.
Oh, damn. But by the way, where do you guys look? Like you look there, you look at each
You
other?
look to us.
The whole time I have to give my eye on
No, you talk. You can look anywhere, but
Okay.
it's a like this podcast. People ask me what this podcast is about,
It's about having fun.
Okay.
and I think like we're such a fun group of people that we don't need an excuse to just be together.
Okay.
So that's how it is. You can look at the camera if you want to say something to the public.
Actually, I can see the reflection of the camera on behind. But yeah, hello public. Please like and subscribe. Make sure.
He's already a pro, dude. He's already a pro. We don't say like and subscribe.
I'm so glad
You
I
better like and subscribe.
I feel like we have to start by addressing the elephant in the room. Uran, what do you think of the Łukasz new haircut?
Actually, I like it. It makes him look a little bit like an elephant, but yeah, otherwise it's quite nice. I enjoy it. It's stylish.
Yeah, I feel like
got
he
this vavavoom thing about it.
Vavavoom. Yeah, it looks good, man. You look like you could easily be playing on Backstreet Boys.
Yeah, that's my next goal to reach,
To be a Backstreet Boy?
Yeah, one of the Backstreet Boys.
Did you guys grow up on streets? Like, did you grow up doing shit on the street, Uran?
Yeah. Like we were talking about this yesterday, just how we would play football in the street, which is super nice. Yeah, I mean, could either be on the street or like, what do you mean by street? Do you actually mean street?
Like the actual street, yeah.
Where cars pass?
Yeah, because we didn't have like fields we play on the street. Like your mom would just go and then come back before dinner. That's it.
Yeah. No key, no nothing on you. You
just
leave.
fucking go. Yeah.
Maybe a ball. Like you'd make friends if you left the house with a ball. I think this was the technique.
Or enemies.
Or enemies, but still, it's better than nothing. I guess.
I understood this rule for a long time because since I remember, I was just always taking 2 balls when I was going out.
To make friends and
man, that's
enemies.
such a crude joke. Come on.
I thought it's a clean
we
pot.
cannot do jokes today? Wait, sorry guys. Yeah.
No, it was a good joke because it's very good to inform the audience that you actually have 2 balls.
Yeah, I'm a cis
Lucky guy.
You only have 1 ball?
I'm not gonna discuss.
Have you ever met somebody with 1 ball only?
Maybe I have, but they just never told me.
Oh
about
shit!
it.
I had a friend in high school
Yeah.
who had only 1 ball.
Yeah, what happened to the other one?
Nike or Adidas? Can we do jokes here? I never know.
I thought
was
it's a
good,
clean
man.
podcast.
It was a good one. I think that it was Harry, the name of the brand that his ball was, because
Harry?
he had hairy balls.
But actually, this reminds me, like, when I was a kid, I was talking to my granddad, who was born in 1917. And this is as much as I'm going to share about myself
Really?
online. Yeah, my granddad was born in 1917. And I was asking him, like, did you play on the streets when you were a kid?
Yeah.
And he said, first of all, there was no streets. So, and second of all, they played. And I'm like, but how would you make a
Second
ball?
of all, there was no play. We Eastern Europeans, we don't play. There is no joke. You have to work as you work. You have to get the Serbs.
Yeah, no political content on
sorry.
the podcast. But anyway, we would play, and he said that to make a ball, like people would comb the cow, and from the cow you get some hair,
Yeah.
and then you just shape this into a ball, and then you play.
But how does the hair stick to each other? You lick it? Like,
Yeah, actually, I wasn't smart enough to actually understand the engineering behind the hairy ball, but yeah, just your hairy ball story.
that is
reminded me.
interesting thing, because in Brazil we do like a ball made of socks.
Yeah, right.
Right. You just wet the socks and dry them together with dirt, and then they would become hard. And then if you press them enough, they would become a ball.
Interesting.
But we weren't that poor. We would manage to steal one.
Yeah, I see. You had socks at least, so that's nice.
Yeah.
Socks are more expensive,
dude.
or more of a commodity than a ball. I think.
That is true. And like people would steal sport equipment from the school.
Mm-hmm.
So what they do is they like we'll go to school and then just kick the ball as strongly and as far as we could across from the thing.
Yeah.
And then go to the teacher. We kick the ball outside, and then you just go outside and your friend already took the ball home.
Wait, where is the ball?
So like we would play at school
Right.
and kick the ball over the fence.
And just go get the ball and just not
And
come
if
back
I like,
to school?
sorry, I just didn't find the ball, and we just stash it and then get it after the school, or our friend that was outside would pick it up.
So this was a pretext to leave school.
Now protects to steal a ball.
To steal a ball.
Yeah, because then the school would then.
Right. Like this was a school ball.
Mhm.
Wow. Okay.
Mhm.
Wow.
Yeah. So you lost the ball and it sucks.
I thought this is a clean podcast.
Can we do jokes here? Come on.
Please give it up for Łukasz, everybody. He's here every Friday. If you guys wanna that level of comedy, you just got it. That's really good.
Come and see my show.
But Uran, you don't want to share a lot about yourself. Is it because you are an international drug dealer?
It's part of it. Yeah. I have my cartel enemies will not be happy if I say that I'm part of a cartel.
Dude, I watched it. Do you also addicted to YouTube like me?
No.
Okay. I am.
Nope. Not at all.
Sometimes I get
A little bit. Come on, everyone is.
Yeah.
Not so much.
What does your YouTube addiction do for you?
I think I love having random information just drops, and then sometimes I go on these like rabbit holes, and I start looking at one thing, and then it brings to the next thing, and then it brings to the next thing. My algorithm is so confused that I don't know if he ever suggests things to me anymore.
I see.
Because the suggestion algorithm for my YouTube is basically a random algorithm. Because I go from a reptile intelligence to like a guy spending 3 days with the Mexican cartel.
Oh wow.
You know, like to the next thing being like a recipe for a nice sous vide salmon.
Okay.
And I stick, like once I find something I like, I stick on that rabbit hole, and then I get tired of it, and then I move on. And like one of the reptile intelligence one was really cool.
This one, yeah.
Was really cool.
So
I learned a lot of very cool things.
Can you explain to the folks at home what a reptile is?
Explain to the folks at home what intelligence is. Well, I can't, dude.
Have you guys heard about Mark Zuckerberg? Yeah, he's the reptile.
He's the number
Not the
one.
intelligence. That was
He's
the
smart.
joke.
He's a smart
yeah?
reptile. Is he?
He's a smart reptile.
Yeah,
Don't say
man.
anything bad about Mark Zuckerberg on this podcast.
Okay, yeah, sorry. I want to apologize to the listeners at homes and on other public transportation
Just so you
methods.
know, he may or may not be your next guest. So you might as well not say anything about him.
Yeah, why am I saying this?
Plus, he is the king lizard.
Yeah, but lizards are reptiles.
Yes,
Is a snake a reptile?
a snake is a reptile.
What is the definition of a reptile?
I think reptiles is an animal with cold blood.
All right, so like it's a temperature.
Yeah,
thing,
I think that's the main. I think it's a vertebrate with cold blood. I don't know
But
exactly
a snake
the
is a
definition.
vertebrate?
Snakes have,
I
snakes
see.
have bones, man. Come on.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, they're like,
They have what?
bones.
Bones. Okay.
Ah,
Also, that might be something related to the skin too. They breathe through the skin or some shit like that.
right.
It's a weird, like it's a vast definition. But as far as I know, is they're cold blooded.
And this is why they stand on the sun to
Mhm.
get heat from the sun.
Exactly,
right? I
and that's
see.
why like when this in America when it's too cold, the crocodiles just hibernate
Right.
and they just put their nose out on the ice and then they
Yeah.
just sleep with like their BPMs go to like
-1.
no, it's like 3 or 4 a minute. It's just like
yeah,
choop,
yeah.
choop. It's just so that blood doesn't freeze.
Right, right. But do you know how cold their blood is?
It's room temperature. It's whatever room they are.
Reptiles live in rooms.
Yes, man. Yes. Reptiles can live in
Kitchen
rooms.
temperature
Well,
for the crocodile.
or the meta offices.
None of my reptile friends ever invited me to their house, so I never know.
Well,
where they
dude,
live.
because you haven't made friends with Hillary Clinton yet. Dude.
Yeah.
That's the funny thing, because people say like, the fucking lizard people are gonna take over. That's like, and then I watch this stuff about reptile intelligence. First of all, the definition of intelligence is very loose.
Okay, what's the definition they use in the video?
Well, that's the thing, because you can classify intelligence as like your ability to solve problems, but then the problems are in different realms. For example, you guys are very good to solve problems of mathematics, but if the problem is how to bring somebody to your bedroom, you can't.
Usually I try to bring people to my bedroom by claiming that I have equations in my bedroom.
Yeah, you see what I mean? It doesn't seem like very smart to me, but it is smart
But if it
inherently.
works, it just feels so
It feels so
good.
good,
It's
'cause you-
worth it.
Do you have equations in your room?
I have somewhere, yeah. I have a
Like on the
drawer.
walls?
Yeah.
Or like Beautiful Mind kind of
Actually,
movies?
no. I just have them inside of me, I think.
Oh,
it's
look
All
at
right,
that.
yeah.
That's so cute.
No,
I have
but you're
mathematics inside of me, he says.
yeah. But it's
That-
inside all of us, man. Like, you know, Leibniz.
Don't
You
fucking
know Leibniz.
bullshit me. Don't
Leibniz?
fucking bullshit me. No, I'm
Leibniz?
tired of mathematicians trying to put their dirty little fingers in all the other disciplines.
Okay, let's do intros. So let's do intros. So yeah, Uran and I met doing mathematics, and and I feel like the stupid guy because I'm the only one on this sofa without a PhD. So yeah, that's
Weird.
I'm in minority. Yeah.
Yeah.
But Richard is in minority because
I mean, but the good thing is that if you sum our salary, you're still bigger.
yeah, we can calculate the sum of salaries and compare to
There you
another
go.
salary.
There you go. But I want to talk about fucking reptile
But yeah,
intelligence.
intelligence.
Fucking
'cause
reptiles?
I want to know. We met. Thank you, some time ago.
So
It's good we met and we are still meeting.
8 years ago.
But intelligence is the ability to solve problems and adapt to a particular environment. to
particular
use-
situations,
Right,
yeah. So
right.
what they so basically they focus
is a
on that
loose-
kind of intelligence because that's the most. That in principle is the one that succeeded the best in nature. That's why we are top of the food chain. Because we're the best at solving problems and adapting to situations and
Right.
creating new solutions. So
And also we have opposing thumbs.
yeah, I think I don't know what came first. If it was the opposing thumb or the intelligence, but I think they came together.
But I think, man, the brain, the eyes and the hands involved very like in parallel. Like the
Mhm.
evolution of your brain, your eyes and hands is very well coordinated.
Indeed,
for
because
humans.
that's the way that's the tools you have to solve problems.
Yeah,
The
you
more you can
interact
solve
with the
problems,
world mostly through these.
the more brain, the more things. So reptiles apparently. So based
They
on
don't
this,
have hands.
they do have hands.
No, but they're not hands. They're legs. What they have.
No,
A
like
reptile with
lizards.
ha-
Lizard have hands and legs.
It's the same. I think. You
No,
can kind of
they look the
replace-
same, but it's like dogs. Dogs have hands and legs.
But for a dog, like you can take the hind legs and put them in front, and you can
No, you cannot.
And the dog will still be able to walk. It will walk weirdly, but for a human, if you like, it's the limbs are not as homogeneous. I think.
Has this ever happened? Transplants of like hands to
Well,
legs
I'm
in humans? Is
I'm
this what
pretty
you're
sure.
saying? That
I'm
Like, your
pretty
life
sure.
would be very strange.
I'm pretty sure the Nazis did it.
if anyone did it.
If anyone did it, it was either that or the communists.
My dog has hands. What are you saying?
It's like, how can we get worker to work double? We put hands on his feet so he cannot walk away from work and he can work more, makes more things.
yeah. Yeah.
Suddenly I became communist on this skit, but we can do the Nazi version. No.
No. Yeah.
So it's like, what is better than one Nazi salute? Two. So what do they need? A second hand.
yeah.
Second-hand Nazi salute.
Yeah. I was
Second hand. It's like a shop.
Can I get the one without the swastika?
Yeah. So you want to keep the racism though? Man.
But what
man.
about hands of
No,
reptiles?
so
Is,
reptiles they do have hands. I mean,
yeah, especially snakes.
no,
yeah. Your theory adds up, man.
no, I'm saying that they might have hands. It's not like crocodiles have hands.
They just have little legs in front.
No, man, those are hands too. They just can't grab shit. So basically, like, what this fucking document, like, I saw a bunch of videos, and the thing that I started by like looking at trainability.
Okay.
How well can you train a reptile? And the truth is not at all. like within the same species,
Yeah.
within the same like litter,
Yeah.
you have brothers and sisters with different intelligence and trainability. So you might just get lucky and get a reptile that understands that you are a person, and like if you say something and he does something, he gets food.
Yeah.
And that his brother doesn't understand that.
It's stupid, bro.
It's completely retarded. So the thing is that their primal brain is so developed
Right.
because they're so well adapted to surviving that they don't need intelligence.
Right, but they've been like a crocodile has had this form for hundreds of millions of years.
Yeah,
now,
exactly. Yeah, so it predates the dinosaurs.
Right.
Yeah, so it's like it's really their. I think the most of their brain capacity is on a series of ifs and else ifs
Yeah.
that they don't need to solve new equations. They don't need to train their algorithms
It
to
helps that
anything
they
new.
have a very big and strong jaw.
Right, that's what they develop as the number one thing to get food. And then some of them develop like being fast. Some of them develop being like venomous. Some of them develop the
Right,
hit and that.
right.
But it's all the base algorithm is the same,
Right.
and they're all dumb.
Yeah.
So like they have these geckos, and they would do like they'll make a little dimple on the cage and put the food inside, and then put
Right.
a penny on top.
Penny.
Yeah, so they could smell the food, but they would have to move it to eat.
Yeah.
So like 3 days in a row they would manage,
Yeah.
then 5 days not.
They would forget.
That completely random.
Wow.
So they would just do random shit and then by accident move the penny.
But maybe they're just messing with people who are doing the
Oh
experiment.
my god!
Yeah,
Maybe
they're
that's why they say that the lizard people take over the
Oh
world.
wow!
Yeah,
They
yeah.
We
two
are
step-
their experiments. They are 2 steps ahead.
Yeah, we're just trying to follow. And
I'm not your control group. That's what the lizard is saying.
The lizard like fuck you, dude. And then like it's a good way to get random numbers. Just put a lizard trying to solve problems.
Yeah, true. Yeah, like
It-
creatures generate.
So apparently they're very dumb.
Data.
They take a long time to understand stuff.
Uh-huh.
But they can after a long time understand that you are part of the environment, but they don't have an idea of like
Yeah.
After 2 weeks, this thing exists.
yeah, it's kind of like that. Yes, yeah. So it's a very big jump when you go to like mammals. However, that's something cool. Spiders, which are not insects.
Which are reptiles. Let's make it clear.
They have 100
No.
hands on each side.
No, they are
And
they
bones.
are what's the name? Like they're in the same family as crabs. They are
Crustaceans.
no, it's not crustaceans.
They are crusty.
I don't know. They're not insects. They're arachnids.
Bro, did you not prepare for this
I
podcast?
can't prepare, man. I just
Ma che
watched.
cazzo?
Which language are we speaking now?
Spider. But yeah, you're talking about Spider-Man.
Spiders,
Pasta.
spiders are smart.
Can I do que pasa?
¿Qué pasa in Spanish?
Que pasa, everyone? Okay, let's go.
Suddenly, it becomes so fucking racist. You're doing like Spanish, speaking Spanish with the Italian accent. We're gonna get cancelled in Italy.
Are we getting cancelled again?
No, all you have to do is tell them that you don't put cream on your carbonara.
Oh, I wouldn't do carbonara with no cream.
Oh my god, that's the worst. That's the opposite.
Okay.
But can we go back to spiders and crabs
Spiders
growing
are
up
smart.
together?
No, they're not growing up together. I think they evolved from the same branch, but spiders are
But don't we
arachnids.
all? Like, aren't we all?
No.
Like, there are bacteria, the other thing, and the other thing.
Yeah, and then there
You
was
carry out-
fish. Come on,
If
there
you-
was fish.
If you
I'm descendant of a fish, and I'm
No.
so proud of it.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
His
I
great grandfather was a fish.
Yeah.
now
yeah.
we suddenly
And
start
my-
talking about fucking
Fish.
what's the name of that stuff that the girls like astrology. I'm a Pisces. You know.
What are you, by the way? What's your sign?
I don't know.
Okay.
I'm in February. I was
Yeah.
born in February. I think I'm Aquarius maybe.
Wow.
They change.
total Aquarius. This guy. It all makes
clearly
sense
Aquarius.
now.
You are an
yeah.
Aquarius, yeah, that's for sure. But also, what I know for sure is that my great grandfather was a fish. But he was quite a big catch. Quite a catch. Oh, that's what you say. Yeah.
Yeah, well,
And my-
I know how he got your grandmother. He catfished her.
Oh, but
Yeah, he had the mammal instincts of a cat.
Oh my
Of a
God.
predatory.
Can I tell a cuttlefish story? We will get back to spiders and
The
crabs.
cuttlefish are smart.
Cuttlefish are smart and they
Mhm.
can change their skin.
Mm-hmm.
Like they can do whatever this is called. But yeah, they can mimic the environment through changes in their skin. And when I was doing some math in Paris for a while, I had this. I have a friend there who also does math, and through someone that he knew, he got this proposal or this idea from a girl that worked at the like what in French is called École Normale Supérieure. It's like a very fancy school, and she was working on understanding the mechanism by which cuttlefish can change their skin to match the environment. And they just wanted to test if the cuttlefish can understand the notion of recursion. So recursion, to not get too technical, it basically means that like if you've seen Inception, you are doing recursion on the idea of dreams, that you have a dream inside a dream inside a dream.
Okay.
Kind of this is what recursion does in mathematics. And basically what she wanted to do is, like, we met with her and then she was asking us, like, how can I draw something that resembles recursion so that I can put this drawing next to the
I mean, can you draw recursion? Get the mic closer to your mouth. But
right.
Can you draw, like, okay, a
Chessboard, for
drawing?
example, chessboard is kind of a recursion because you have a pattern that you repeat.
Yeah,
That
okay.
you repeat. And then she was just asking us, how can you create different designs where this idea of repetition is included in the drawing?
And then you told her Instagram. They all look the same.
That's nice. Just give an Instagram account to the cuttlefish. And then me and my friend who's a mathematician, we were just like, this is such a strange question. So we were just kind of drawing some concentric circles that you can kind of do this. And then she was supposed to get the cuttlefish and kind of just test these ideas, but she never got back to us.
She never got a cuttlefish.
And I just found it amazing that the French government is investing money in trying to see if the cuttlefish can understand
I find it more
mathematics.
amazing that they invest money in mathematics. Like, who the fuck cares? What's the fucking point? Don't we know already all we need to know?
Yeah, we know pretty. Yeah. I
Like,
mean,
how
it's,
useless was your PhD on a scale from 0 to 1?
0 is not useless at all, and 1 is very useless.
Yes.
I would say it was more not useless than it was useless. So I would say 0. If I've understood the question correctly, it was 0 useless.
Do you think he was useful? That's what I'm saying.
A little bit, yeah. At least for me, I don't know for the humanity, but I mean,
Ah,
it contributed a bit to the discipline and to my life. So
And to your own discipline.
and to my own, yeah. Like I learned about discipline.
Yeah, but you should have learned it at home, but you are from the place where you should.
Where you know.
Yeah, can we play the guitar?
Yeah, but man, spiders and crabs, like they grew up together, right?
But the thing that I learned the most,
Right.
like on the end of this
Crab journey.
15-hour binge YouTube that took me my whole weekend, is that the more capable the species is of altering their environment, the smarter they are.
Right.
So like if you look at octopus, they are extremely capable of altering the environment because they have 8 limbs. Each limb move in their own thing. They can grab, they can swim, they can hide, they can do a lot of things,
can
and
do
then they
taxes.
develop exactly.
Yeah, and on top of all of that, the multiple form of octopus is octopuses.
Right. This
Right.
is gonna be my question, but yeah,
Mhm.
you were fast.
Yeah, there is but
The
there is no
plural.
intelligence in pussy. So
Plural. Thank you.
What did you
Wha-
say?
You mean small cats? Yeah, because their
dumb.
brains are not developed
They're
yet.
dumb. But that's the thing. For example, like if you look at mammals, when they develop opposing thumbs, they cannot really alter the environment, and then that
But
pushes their
it's only
intelligence.
humans who have opposable thumbs, right?
No, monkeys have thumbs too.
But not opposable.
Oh, they do.
They do? I see.
Yeah, I think monkeys have opposable
Yeah.
thumbs.
I believe even on the.
I've seen a
on the
monkey.
foot.
I've seen a monkey masturbating, man.
But they can do like this. They can do 4.
Yeah,
Yeah, you can do with 4 fingers as well, actually. Yeah.
But then it hurts.
Okay.
Wait,
Since we're doing low-brow humor of octopussy, then I'm gonna go in that way, I guess. That's the level of jokes we're doing.
But the octopus also has a very different nervous system compared to mammals, right?
yeah,
Like
but
it's
it's
spread
it's
throughout his-
correlated to how well they can alter the environment.
Right, right.
And spiders can do a lot of that too, so
Mhm.
they develop intelligence. Because, for example, if you have to understand what's the best position in a room to make your web so you can catch more insects, you need to have spatial awareness. You need a lot of little details. So they're kind of smart for what they are.
I think the corner is usually great. The
Yeah,
spiders have discovered
not necessarily. Like usually, like you can also do for us is the corner of our houses, because
sp- Yeah.
because if you think about it, like the insects, they're dumb, so they just go one direction, reach a corner, and then follow it, and then they would end up in a corner by.
Like insects fly in a straight line until they change the.
They follow gradients of light, and if your gradient of light is kind of fixed, then that's what they do. They're dumb.
Gradient of light.
Yeah, they towards the biggest light, and then color.
This is the life of an insect. They just try
Follow
to fly.
gradients. Yeah.
Wow,
Yeah.
wow. It's a great life.
This is actually a very nice mathematical problem that a friend of mine solved on his PhD.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Look at you having friends with useful PhDs.
How non-unuseful between 0 and -1 was.
Well, actually, what he was doing, this project per se was useless, but the next project was useful.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first project was also kind of useful because it led to the second project.
Yeah, it teach him that he shouldn't be wasting his time with that. That's the usefulness of it. It's
But
just like
Can you recall what the project was, please?
So, if you look at large flocks of birds,
Right.
they have first of all, they don't collide to each other.
Yeah.
What the flock?
Okay. First of all,
Can we do jokes here?
I'm not sure if you can call that a joke, but yeah, you can try. Yeah.
That was the end. Okay.
Yes. So they
Don't collide.
and also it's very hard. They form very interesting shapes on air,
Mhm.
3-dimensional shapes
Mhm.
that mean something, like they maximize the area of search for food by
Mhm.
accident.
By accident.
But it's not by accident. So what they were trying to do is that reproduce a model that would fly or move around like the flock of birds, so that you could cover the largest area
I see.
more efficiently without colliding with your own things.
I see. Interesting.
So basically develop like a bird vision.
Okay.
So imagine you're a bird in the middle of a flock of 1,000,000 birds, and then once you look, you would see dots, and the dots would be bigger or smaller depending on how far it is.
Uh-huh.
So all that you do is that you optimize so that you don't get the dots bigger than a certain amount, so they are always at a certain distance. If everybody does that, then you never collide and you fly in a weird way.
I see. Kind of, they're just trying to come up with a model for the situation and
Mhm.
find what the optimal solution is for.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then his next project, which was actually very interesting, is that have you ever pick up like headphones with cable?
But before we move to headphones, can I
Yeah.
also say something about birds?
Yes, please.
So also I know some mathematics about just how birds travel, because sometimes when you see they are flying and they are shaped in kind of a triangle,
Mhm.
and usually when they do this, one of the sides is always longer than the other
Yeah?
side. Do you know why?
Because
this
they
is?
can't count.
No, because there are more birds on the other side.
So we can do jokes here. Come on, guys. Yeah. Why do you stop me?
That's all I have to say about birds.
Thanks, man.
Thank you, Uran.
Thank you. I'm pretty sure the audience appreciate that.
The two guys. Okay. Fair.
Yeah, dude. I don't remember what I was saying. But
Headphones.
oh yeah, no. What they calculated that on his PhD, which was actually useful, is the probability.
Probability.
Of a knot, of something forming a knot.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, if you pick up like any
Right.
piece of cord and you put it on your pocket and you walk around, when you take it out, there's a chance that there's gonna be a knot there.
Yeah.
And then like there's different classifications of knots. So
Mhm.
like just once inside. So they cross each other once, they cross
Right.
each other twice, they cross each other twice within the same loop,
Right.
and blah blah blah. So there's these classifications, and he wrote an algorithm that follows a line and find the knot and then calculate the probability.
Interesting.
Yeah, he's working for Google now.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. Yeah.
Interesting.
And then you think like, what's the usefulness of that?
All right.
So when we ourselves reproduce, and when you have to move in and out DNA inside the nucleus,
Yeah.
what happens is that DNA is basically like a 10-meter long line,
Right.
and you have to put it inside a basketball.
Right.
So that is the best way to roll it all
Right.
around so that it sticks to each other. But this line outside the ball is free, and it can make knots.
Right.
And if they make knots, as it's coming in, it doesn't go through the pore, and then you have errors, and then the cells die
And what is a basketball an analogy for here?
for the nucleus
Nucleus.
of the cell.
Mhm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
And-
because it's circular, and then it stores DNA inside
Right,
in
I
a very
see.
smart way. Because also you have to read it and rewind
Right.
and unwind, and then like there's a pore that spills out the line, and if there is a knot, there's a problem. And certain sequences are more prone to certain knots, and it's like very interesting thing. But
Right. So suddenly mathematics is useful in chemistry.
it was physics actually, so
Okay.
there was no mathematics at all. Like they need only basic math, and they could just do the simulations of the computer with standard molecular dynamics. So it was basically physics. Mathematics was there just to say, hi, we like putting your
In case anything goes wrong, talk to me.
Yes,
I would
exactly.
say.
Yeah.
But knot theory is quite complex. I followed the seminar on knot theory.
Mhm.
And the idea is that you have the trivial knot, which is just a circle kind
Don't worry, because it's not a theory.
of like the simple thing. And then like just the technique of how people study this, because a knot is a physical object in a way, but then you need to have a mathematical representation of this. And
Mhm.
ideally the representation is something where you can calculate, like I can give you two knots, I can give you their mathematical representation, and you
Mm.
should be able to tell if they are the same knot or no,
Yeah,
just by
yeah.
the mathematical
Yeah, I
representation.
remember these classifications too. They were a pain in
Yeah.
the ass.
Right, but this
Like-
is hard. I think people don't quite know. Like, if I give you any knot, and I ask you, "Is this the trivial knot?"
And they go, not.
It's so
Knot.
hard.
Let's call it knot. Like, what happened to the K in knot theory?
The same thing that happened to the women in mathematics. They're just not mentioned.
Just erased for
Just
some reason.
erased
Actually,
for some
we
reason.
can do a whole podcast on female mathematicians.
Yeah, because there's gonna be a short episode.
Yeah, I don't support the views held by the two guys here in the podcast. I'll just throw Łukasz in.
Yeah, don't throw me under bus. I didn't
Yeah,
say
this is-
nothing. I don't want to
this is
talk
not
about
a
female
drive.
mathematicians.
Ada Lovelace was a
No, we're talking about objects. Female mathematicians just appeared.
Ada Lovelace, the first known algorithm to have been written, was written by Ada Lovelace somewhere in the 19th century, maybe middle of it, and she
Okay.
was a lady.
Ada Lovelace?
Yeah, it's a very cool name.
It is.
It
It's
is.
super
Yeah.
nice. It's like
Yeah.
a stripper
I
name.
think- yes, it's
No.
a cool name.
But
yeah.
what's the algorithm?
I don't
I've
know
never
actually. I
heard
was
about
trying to
this.
find this. I think kind of like a small calculator, because she
Mm.
was working in some engineering context with some guy. I don't know, maybe Babbage was his name. Charles Babbage was trying to come up with a
Mm.
computer, and she was his assistant. And then I don't know, maybe it was about computing some coefficients of some polynomials.
Dude.
Or,
You want to hear something cool about Zurich?
yes, please.
Which is, I promise, is in the topic of
Okay,
women
yeah.
being smarter than men
Okay.
and having to work for them.
Right.
Like Carl Jung, like the one of the father of modern psychotherapy.
not the old,
Oh my God,
but the
Łukasz, please,
Jung. Yeah.
Yeah.
please.
Carl
yeah,
Jung.
Yeah, let's move on.
Yes, good. So Carl Gustav Jung, I think.
Yeah,
he lived in
junior, not the senior.
Yeah, he
Not
married.
the-
Yeah,
Carl Jung Jr.
it's Carl Jung Jr. He married a very
Gustav.
rich lady.
Yeah.
He
Like
did,
she was
uh,
very rich. Yeah, her
He
father.
was Swiss, right?
Her father. No, I don't think he was Swiss. I think he lived in Switzerland, but he was German.
Same thing.
No,
Okay.
No, because
Similar
one has
thing.
money, the other doesn't. That's why he married a Swiss lady.
I see.
And her father was building metal machines to Germany around the 40s.
Metal machines.
Let's put it that way.
He was building
Machines
those.
made out of metal. He was dealing on metal to
Okay.
the Germans.
Arms. Like,
It
guns.
wasn't. It was not specified on the story that I read, but I'm
yeah.
pretty sure
He worked in
It's
the metal
most like-
production.
it's most
industry,
likely
so-
just feeding the German war machine. Anyway,
Right.
so this guy married married the lady. Her father died right away, and he became super rich because if you marry a lady and her father died, the
Take
money is
her.
yours,
Really?
not the lady. So he just took the
Oh.
money and he was fucking crazy and he wanted to live in a castle.
Yeah.
And he was like fascinated with circular shapes like boobs, mandalas. So
What is a mandala?
a mandala is a circular thing that is symmetrical, concentrical, and somehow artistic.
But it's a painting or it's a physical object?
It could be both.
I see. It's like the shape.
You know, like a dream catcher.
No.
Anyway,
Let's
Okay.
move on.
Yeah, let's move on from this. Come on, what are
But
these
wh-
questions? Mandala.
Nelson
anyway, look, no,
Mandela.
I'm getting,
No,
I'm
who
getting
that is.
somewhere.
One of my favorite people.
I'm getting somewhere. So this guy, he was smart. He bought a large piece of land by the Zurich lake at Cunha when nobody wanted to live there because there were too many mosquitoes. So rich people would live up in the hills, not down there.
Mm.
And he was like, "Fuck it, I want to live down there." So he
Mm.
moved down there. He built his own castle with the money
Mhm.
of his wife. He bought an island on the Zurich lake and he started building his own castle. And then he went a lot to Africa to do humanitarian studies.
Right.
Yeah.
Some business trips.
Literally.
Literally.
But what does this mean? In the
That
case
means
of
that he was just
Carl Jung?
fucking women in Africa.
Ah, I see.
Yeah,
okay,
because he
okay.
wants to study people. And what
Right.
he would do is that he would take all the psychology books
Right.
and his wife would stay home taking care of their 4 or 5 children.
Uh-huh.
And she would read the books and mark the important parts. So when he come back, he wouldn't read the whole book. He would only read the summary that she would give him.
Oh wow.
And then he would say, "Now leave me alone. I have to go to my castle to think about psychotherapy." And then he would go to his castle and then just take drugs and sleep and have dreams about stuff.
What kind of drugs was he taking? Do you know?
I don't know,
Mm.
but I think he was just drunk. But like because I got this story from one of his descendants that now his house is a museum.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
wow.
and then you go there, and it turns out what was going on is that Carl Gustav Jung, the father of psychiatry or psychoanalysis,
Isn't that
most
Freud?
of his research was done by his wife.
Oh wow.
So she had as much knowledge of psychology, if not more than him,
Yeah.
but he was a man, so
Yeah.
he kept giving people in, and he fucked a bunch of his patients. He was like, "Tell me about your dream," and she was like, "I had a dream that we kind of took our clothes off," and he goes,
Go on.
"Go on."
Okay. And what happened later? What happened later?
Well,
I want
she
to know.
died, and their house is still
about
there.
the girl with the clothes. What was happening there? I'm just curious.
Go on.
Yeah, guys, don't drop off the story like this.
Can we stay on the topic for once?
Don't leave me hanging in here.
Carl Jung.
So yeah,
Yeah.
so his wife was basically the one doing all the work.
I see. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
That's a very feminist story. I mean, very feminist idea of you to share this story with the public.
I mean, it's just realistic. It was just what happened at that like 40s, 30s in Switzerland.
Right.
Women that there are cantons in Switzerland that women could vote in the 90s.
I see. And they still can vote today.
Now they can,
They
but
can.
they
That's
started
good. That's
voting in
good
the
for-
90s,
I see.
which is a mistake.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah. Could be better. Could be worse. It's
No, that was a mistake that it took that long.
Yeah.
When do you think they should have been able to vote?
I think
Like
Once
late 80s.
yeah, once like we figured out that they could also come, which was also in the 90s.
The female
really?
orgasm is a thing.
Yeah, in the 90s.
Oh, really?
No, maybe the 70s with the drugs
Oh, wow. Okay.
was when we figured it out.
Yeah. Was Carl Jung also there or the other?
No,
guy?
I think I
Who
don't know
was-
when Jung died.
Yeah.
I cannot
Yeah,
check.
but exactly. But actually, Carl Gustav Jung lived following one of my favorite philosophies, which is live fast, die young.
Hey,
Can
This is a recurrent theme that we just we do dumb jokes and then we ask if we can.
Carl Jung.
Dude, Carl Gustav Jung. He was
But
a
you call
baller.
him the father of
Psychoanalysis.
But isn't that Freud?
Or
Or maybe, like why I'm saying this is that I recently learned that. So Freud was he German?
no, Austrian, I think.
Austrian?
Oh yeah, potato.
Yeah, but it's a German-speaking.
For a Polish man.
For a Polish man,
it's
it's
not
German.
that it doesn't make a big of a difference, you
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
We call them invaders.
Yeah, yeah, but the difference between a German and a Swiss is potato.
So Freud was a German speaker, much like Jung, and I think he was older than Jung by maybe I'd like to say like 10 years, 15 years.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm
Or
gonna
maybe,
have
yeah,
my
or
therapist
20
on the
years,
podcast.
something like this. And then I saw a YouTube video which talked about their relationship, and they
Mhm.
met somewhere in Europe, maybe in Austria. And the first time they met, they just talked to each other nonstop for 13 hours. This is what the video was saying. I just found like this is the
like you
nerdiest
guys.
thing ever.
It's like you too.
This is what happened when you came here on Friday. We just kept talking.
Kind of.
Yeah, the only
Yesterday.
difference is that they talk about something good and you guys are talking about boobs.
No, just one time we talked briefly about boobs. That was all.
That
Really.
was
Right.
3
Yeah, I'm
hours.
keeping track of this. Actually, yeah.
By the way, if you are watching this podcast and you have boobs, prove
Why
it.
are you watching this podcast?
Shut up, dude. Let me work. And you have boobs, prove it. Okay? We don't believe it. My Instagram is Richard Cunha Comedy.
Richard is looking for a wife.
My wife! My wife! My wife?
If you have a European passport and some boobs.
Oh, yeah. We did it. Should I give them the news? Should we give them the news?
Okay.
The bad news?
But before the bad news, I just would like to finish my Freud Jung story.
Oh, yeah, please.
So they spoke.
It's still going.
Yeah, it is.
Ah, good.
So because I found it so interesting.
Does it go for another 13 hours?
Hopefully. So they took a trip to the United States, like early 20th century.
Uh-huh.
They took a trip together and they were just talking and doing stuff like this, and they kept in touch. And at some point, Jung sent a letter to Freud, kind of saying that he considers him as his father in this, like a father figure in the psychoanalysis.
Fathers are always bad news in psychology.
Right. And Freud, exactly. And Freud saw this and he thought like, because his idea was that son wants to kill his father. Like this is one of the psychological goals of the son. And then he thought that Jung is kind of trying to tell him that I want to kill you. So then their relationship just broke down. They sent some angry letters to each other and then just never met again.
Leave it to the psychologists to have fucking nervous breakdown because of lack of communication, huh?
just
What the fuck?
so
And
funny.
is this the
Hey,
basis
daddy.
of the whole modern psychology is like two fucking brats that cannot talk to each other to be friends?
yeah.
This is ridiculous. I want my money back, dude. I want my fucking money back. I can't believe this shit. This is outrageous.
Yeah,
How's nobody talking about that? Łukasz, you should bring this to your act.
exactly. And the guy lives in the castle. Can you
King of the
imagine?
castle, king of the castle.
That's funny.
Look, I am your father.
Oh my god.
Yeah. But yeah, you wanted to talk about something, Richard.
No, it's alright.
I
I will
messed it
talk
up.
about it later. It's all good.
Okay.
I messed it up. Should be Jung, I am your father. Okay, yeah.
Jung, you can call me daddy. This is what Freud.
Oh
Yeah.
man. You know, I have this joke about my father being a horny dog.
Okay.
I mean, he's a good man. He's a respectable man for the most part. And he studied psychology. And he started at 53, I think so. 53 or 55. He started studying psychology.
Really? Oh,
Yeah.
that's very interesting.
Now, he's a good looking man.
Uh-huh.
So imagine
Yeah,
you
I
put
could imagine just looking at you.
No, don't. Yeah, I got it from my mom. So
I will not
imagine you put a
that.
55-year-old dad
Yeah.
that is like sporty, good looking, on a room, on a class of psychology students that 90% of them have daddy issues. It's literally putting the zebra in the cage of the lions all together. And I
No, lion in the
wonder.
cage of the zebras.
Yeah, who is the zebra?
The girls.
Okay. Did they have the stripes thing?
I hope they didn't show my dad, but I think they did.
So your dad was in a cage.
Yeah, he was suffering so much there. Huh?
Interesting, yeah. But then, how was his experience studying?
Well, I think he had a good experience. My dad took it very seriously, but I think he put his priority on the wrong places.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the other students. Is this the joke?
I kind
That
of
was
want
the joke. Okay, this was. We are doing jokes actually here. That's good to know.
There are jokes in this
Yeah.
podcast.
No, seriously, no. But seriously speaking, he put the priority on like grades, because he comes from a generation in which people thought that grades matter. And to be honest, grades don't fucking matter. Once you finish the university, nobody wants to hire you and then look back at your history of the university and got like, oh, look at this. You got a C or like a 4 instead of a 6 on mathematics of, I don't know, whatever.
Birds.
On birds. I'm not going to hire you. Nobody cares. People just care that you know what you're
You
doing.
got a C on bird mathematics?
Yeah.
Yeah. It wouldn't fly.
We should keep going now. So if we go this thing, we have to do bird analogies for the rest of the thing.
Yeah,
But I
it's a
don't know. I
bird
don't know. I feel like
Yeah.
I feel like I can't crack this egg. You know, sometimes talking to you guys, you're like walking over eggshells. We should keep going. Do more bird shit now. Huh? You guys are the smart
Bird
mathematicians. Yeah.
Yeah,
Where are
yeah.
the bird jokes? now?
Yeah. What does the woodchuck do?
Do. Do.
Do. Knock.
Who's there?
Woodchuck.
Woodchuck who?
Do. Oh yeah.
I guess we are retarded.
Welcome to our podcast. We are called Bird Muffs. So hello everyone. Today we're gonna discuss how you add numbers in bird language. ...
So stupid.
Yeah, just trying to build some suspense.
So that's why we don't have anybody who watches who has boobs.
But guys, like, how's your podcast going? Do people enjoy it? Like, do
Yeah,
people
we got
watch
like
it?
100+ people per episode watching it.
Ah, really?
That's
Yeah.
And you get feedback or comments?
No,
Yeah.
only personally. Like I
I
got
see.
a few feedbacks. For example, a friend of mine told me that we are too relaxed.
Right.
She doesn't
Ah,
like
you
that I
should
lay
be.
down like this. She wants like me to sit down. And be like,
Right.
sit down. It's a
Right.
show. I want to see a
Right.
proper
I
sit
see.
down. So Łukasz.
Is your friend Swiss by any chance?
No, she's
Okay.
from the Nordics.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
They like formality.
And then I got another one that said that I talk too much.
Oh,
And I
this-
said, shut up. And I told him a story.
Nice.
The usual Richard thing.
Yeah.
Yeah. See you later.
But do you like to hear yourself talk, by the way? Do you enjoy?
No.
You kind of hate?
No, I don't hate it, but I don't enjoy it. I
You're
like
neutral.
Yeah, I think I because I watch myself a lot because I film every set that I do, so that I want to figure out what I'm doing right or wrong or how can I
Yeah.
improve it. So I learn to glass over the things that I hate, and I end up liking myself.
No,
But I
that's
don't
nice.
necessarily like listening to myself. I like analyzing it and then improving certain things.
I see. Yeah.
But like the podcast, we have to listen again just in case
Yeah.
to get
Yeah.
clips and shit, which I haven't done
Yeah.
because I'm suck at life.
I am stuck.
I
I am stuck at English.
Yeah, I am stuck with my own sock in this podcast.
Oh, we have many languages in the couch today because you can speak Slovak, English, Polish.
German.
And
Hello, Leute.
Hallo zusammen.
I do Italian. I add Italian, Portuguese to the mix.
I can do Albanian, French and German. En
German,
inglés.
because-
E un poco de español,
inglés.
pero no
un
es,
poco de
no es muy
español, pero
bueno.
no mucho. So we have 8 languages in the couch.
Yeah, and we're still...
Ciao, bello.
Oh, we have 10 languages now.
Io sono un bello ragazzo.
Oh, wow. You heard that from your grandma?
Who was not a fish, by the way. only his grandfather.
Does that mean that if your grandfather was a fish and your grandmother was a woman,
Fisherwoman.
does that mean that your mom is a mermaid? Like a reverse mermaid, because that's the only way she can give birth.
But man, let's say you had to meet, like you have to meet a woman who is half fish. Which half are you choosing to be fish?
The top one.
The top one?
Yeah.
What a weird guy.
What do you mean?
Yeah. You got her on the hook.
Wow, we cracked
I don't know what
ourselves
I'm
over
doing
here.
today. What's
Yeah.
happening? Okay.
Both halves are fish for me.
Actually,
Full fish.
Full fish experience. Come on. Let's go all in. Yeah. Don't waste the youth on the young.
no, actually, maybe the
Neither
bottom
on you.
half. Maybe the bottom
The
half is
bottom
better.
half.
Yeah, because then like she has hands and she can help in the house chores.
But fish don't have hands.
Yeah, I mean the bottom half fish. So
Right.
that she
And
doesn't
the
have
top
legs.
half is
Because
a
then I can
woman?
just get her like a wheelchair and be like,
Fucking mermaid
Yeah,
on
you
the
do-
wheelchair.
You just-
It's so funny.
We should make a sketch like this.
Oh, this is
one of
so
those,
funny.
you know.
Is there a sketch like this? A mermaid on the wheelchair?
Yeah, how the hell would you move around? And then like we can just cover it, and I was like, yeah,
Hawking is
yeah.
a mermaid.
That's how he got to the Epstein Island. It's like, I heard you guys got a fish over there.
But you saw his fetish that people have been talking about. His fetish
Yeah,
of just seeing. I think what was it, like seeing
Seeing-
midgets solve equations on the board.
Yeah, and they
are
had to
naked.
jump, and they couldn't manage. Like, and
This
then
was
he-
Stephen Hawking's fetish.
What?
Yeah, it is.
Really?
It sounds made up.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Oh, look, you have chocolate on the right side of your mouth.
No, it's just.
You got hurt
Yeah, I got hurt.
kissing somebody, a
Mm.
mermaid.
Yeah.
But it's true. So maybe it's the opposite. Maybe people with disabilities and can walk. They're half mermaid already.
It's funny.
If you
Some
put
people
tail-
call them half vegetable, but
Hey, we
Some
respect the
people.
community of
fish.
Of fish and of the
That's a different
vegetables.
food category.
yeah, this is what you made me think with the half mermaid.
Okay, yeah,
Oh,
we're
that's pretty good,
Sorry,
dude.
we are of course joking. We are also respecting all the pescatarians among our listeners. So yeah, also
Yeah.
the ones with disabilities.
Pescatarians, just pussy vegans. If you wanna go full, man. What are you
Just
doing?
vegans who lack commitment, basically.
Right. Yeah, commit.
Yeah.
Be a real vegan. You know,
Yeah.
Or don't actually.
or don't. I mean, who the fuck cares at this
But
point?
none
I
of
don't
this
care.
in between shit. Like, yeah, just choose. Make up
People,
your mind.
it's either 0 or 1. I only deal in absolutes. I'm a physicist. I'm a chemist. I do not accept.
Yeah, bisexuals is just like unicorns, you know, it's invented by the big pharma to make you live in a lie, in a fantasy world, you
Oh
know.
my god, dude! I think we're canceled before we even put the episode out.
Okay, yeah, let's move on to playing guitar. So, thank you very much.
How long do we have it? How long do we do?
I'm not sure, 45?
Yeah, can you check there?
53.
I
Yeah, that's
enjoy
pretty
the-
good, man.
53 minutes.
Yeah.
Right.
That's
53.
pretty good.
No, let's
Uran,
do-
if people
okay.
wanna know more about you, what should they do?
Yeah, just create an image of myself in their mind and just make it as good as possible.
All right, as you guys can see, Uran is not a comedian,
Yeah.
but he will be. He will do his first set this week.
Shut up, guys. As you can tell, he's not a comedian. Yeah, I don't know. If people want to find out more, yeah, I don't know. Just find out more about me. You can catch me on Tuesday.
At Kontiki.
You can find me playing music on the stage, sometimes in the strip comic show,
Mhm.
at least once so far.
That was pretty
Uh,
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, you want to tell people about that? How was
Yeah.
your biggest show ever?
I did the biggest show ever and I got paid for the show and I did comic strip in Basel which is really one of my comedic dreams when I was starting and I saw the show. I was like, yeah, I want to be on that show. It's a very weird show. You did it also 2 times.
Mm-hmm.
It's like burlesque acts, variety acts, whatever that means, and comedy acts. And
all entertained is super fun.
it's super fun. Yeah, people can get comic strip dollars, so then they are throwing them at the performers. So it's very.
We literally get like money showered for good jokes.
Yeah.
It feels so good. You do a good punchline and people just like make it rain, and you go, yeah.
But actually, I have a question for you guys, because you both performed at the comic strip, and this show is quite unique that it mixes comedy and burlesque.
Yes.
And how is it different for you to perform in a show like this as opposed to in a proper stand-up open mic?
I will let Łukasz answer first.
So first of all, I think the set that I did there just fits way better at comic strip, because I have the crazy set where I'm dancing, which is a funny part, but it's just a setup for a dark joke at the end. And I've done it multiple times at open mics, but I think it just works way better in the comic strip, because I can also strip, really, and it was fun. And I'm so glad you came and you were playing cajon.
I see.
Yeah,
I felt,
but you were doing proper comedy act, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. How did that?
More. I mean, for me, I really love the audience is really up for it.
Yeah.
And that's a big difference, because like sometimes in comedy, the comedy audience, they'll be like, yes, entertain us, and you better make me laugh. So they take us as a challenging thing, and I really pull back sometimes. In Comedy Kids, I feel like everybody was just 100% into it. So somehow I feel like it's a little bit of an easier audience. So it's not a good judgment of if the comedy is good, if I'm doing good comedy or not, because they're laughing. They're so excited and horny that they laugh a lot at things, which is a testament to how well the show was produced. You know, it's really hard to follow tits and beautiful butts, because the girls, they are gorgeous and they dance and they're like. People saw 5 minutes of a beautiful woman shaking her ass, and then I come and say, hey, what about my cousin and a horse, you know? And they go like, oh. So the follow-up is really hard. So I think the energy really matters more than the jokes. It's like the energy that you come up on stage and you project on people matter as much as the jokes. When sometimes you can get behind like low energy if your jokes are good, and it doesn't matter. There, I feel like... you have to come in and prove to them that you are also horny, and you are fine with taking your clothes off if need be.
I see. Yeah, so energy is a big component in this show.
Yeah,
I see.
Because otherwise you have it's excellent that you have peaks and valleys of energy in the shows. It's good to bring people into a journey.
All right.
But like every burlesque show is high energy. There is no burlesque show about the war in Palestine. You know, it's always
but
high.
They also play a little bit on the energy just building up, because usually they are dressed when they start the show. And I saw 2 women dance. So one was doing kind of she started with a costume of Charlie Chaplin, I think, and then she was stripping down, but kind of kept the interest and the mystery throughout the show. Yeah. And the other one wasn't. She did 2 shows, the other woman, and one show she was doing it quite like she had a big mystery aspect. That she had a small curtain and was just kind of showing her head a little bit. So they are very good at kind of playing with the anticipation of the crowd.
Absolutely,
because you know what's gonna happen, and they still make it quite intriguing and interesting.
That is true, but like I'm talking about like the vibe in general. The vibe is, of course, and you wanna either build up the energy or you wanna like drop and bring it up, but you have to finish on an up. And like the highs that you reach with a burlesque performance in terms of energy for the crowd are very different from the highs. Like to get to a point in which the crowd is laughing so much that they have an erection, you would have to be the best comedian alive. And these ladies are there, and in 5 minutes they manage that. They manage everybody just to get, whoa, we're so happy. This is fucking crazy. You know, you're so excited, and that's a different kind of excitement that sometimes you have a big bomb, you know, like. So I feel the first 30 seconds on comic strip really determines the rest of your show.
I see.
So the longest I did there was 10 minutes, and I did really well. But the first 30 seconds I came in and I did jokes about the place about the strippers.
Mhm.
You know, like I said, I was going to do. I don't know what joke I did. I just joked about the fact that I'm not a stripper anymore because I got fat or some shit like that. I did some jokes about the place, about the play, and then people were like, okay, now it's comedy, and then. But I love it. I think it's really fun, and the guy who's producing is Teddy Hall, which sooner or later we'll bring him over, and we'll talk about it. And he's a great guy, and they take it very seriously, and they produce together with Amber Eve, which is also lovely.
And it was so professional to be
they're
there.
the best.
They had the rehearsal as well. We got to specify how we do everything.
And stand-up is like guerrilla warfare. You just get in, get a mic, and shit words on it. You know, just shoot words on it. That's no rehearse what.
Yeah, right.
You better be rehearsed.
yeah. Just rehearsing my act and the music, what I need. Yeah. So
It's pretty cool.
So where can people find you guys in the coming?
You're already a podcaster. Look at you. Well, people, you guys have been lovely. Thank you for listening to us. This is really lovely. If you're listening on YouTube, don't forget to click subscribe. If you see this on Instagram, follow us there at Brolish Podcast. If you do it on any other platform like Spotify, you can rate it. This really helps us go forward. You guys have been very supportive. I know it's a bunch of friends listening to this, but then know that we love you.
Yeah, thank you for
That's
bringing
true.
me on the show.
And thanks for coming, Uran. That was really lovely, dude. You're the best.
Yes,
Yeah, I
thank you,
enjoyed it,
Uran,
yeah.
for being here with us. It was a pleasure.
All right. See you guys next episode. Bye-bye.
Yeah, see you. Now we're gonna use a guitar.
Let's make a song. Let's sing a song. Let's sing a song for my Polish friend. I got the Brazilian. I got the Polish million. I don't know how to make up a lyric, but
Yeah, that was great.
Welcome to Brolish, everybody.